blindly following an authority just because they are quote unquote an expert. I never believed in that. I never have. I question my own God. I don't think anybody's above questioning. People find it difficult to ask questions to authority figures and shit. I don't. Who are they not to be questioned? This is me. I don't. I don't think. Why. I don't understand why people find that normal. We supposed to be questioning things. We are inquisitive creatures by nature. We question every goddamn thing. We question where rain came from so bad that we invented dances in hopes that it'll make it return again. What's another thing? Fashion trends. I just do my own thing. It's normal to just follow whatever's trending. If I follow what's trending right now, all my clothes will be sparkly. Finding someone funny just because everybody else thinks it's funny. What else? The list goes on. What else? Ask me another one. No. If you could eliminate all suffering but also eliminate free will, would you? No. Because you're not, at that point, you just controlling. You got to have a give and take. If I take away humanity's free will and that simultaneously ends suffering, have I really ended suffering? Or have I not just implemented a form of control on a very massive scale? I wouldn't want that. I don't think humanity was made to suffer. I used to believe, I'm raised in the South, so most folks down here, Christian, Baptist, all that good stuff. I used to believe that because of sin and whatnot, that's what brought suffering into the world. But then I did some digging. I think suffering is a natural byproduct of society's growth. What if we cooperated too well? Let me break that down. In order to survive, because humans weren't always at the top of the food chain, we had to hunt animals that were much bigger than us, things with claws and large teeth, and we had to hunt in groups because we weren't the most powerful, we weren't the fastest. But we can think and we cooperate. What if we cooperated too much? See, that's where it gets messy. Scale. A lot of things can be avoided until you start to scale them. That's when we start to get into problems, I believe. That's just my observation of it and looking back on history. Scale. Could you possibly have a small tribe with no suffering? Yes. But you gotta be careful though, because you'd have to make sure that tribe also doesn't have access to the knowledge of the suffering of the world. Scale. See, when you scale that type of information, now all of a sudden everybody's concerned with the world's problems. Now, thanks, Eugene. Now, I don't think, appreciate the follow, buddy. Do I think being concerned with the world's problems is wrong? No. However, there is a limit to what we can handle. Our brain can only take so much. So at a certain point, we have to ask ourselves as humans, not how do we eliminate suffering, but how do we mitigate it? I almost alluded to mitigating risk. It sounds heartless, but it's not. It's the best we can do with what we have because you can't eliminate it without some type of I can never say this word, authoritarian control. We are resistant to that. Very. History has proven it. We do not like being controlled. And when massive control is implemented, it has to be implemented by force because the people will resist. You can't. Have you ever tried to tell a bunch of grown motherfuckers what to do? How did that work out? Or when you try to get a room full of adults to be quiet, it's kind of difficult. And I think a lot of people kind of focus on, for instance, extreme eco activists and environmentalists. I get it. Protect the planet. Save it. Keep it clean. The greatest threat to this planet is us. We unbalance the ecosystem in all types of ways. However, the earth does not need our protection. It existed long before us, and should we ever leave this mug, I do believe it will continue to exist after, right? And the same things that they try to fight against conversely, give them the ability to fight against it. Isn't that something? Humans are walking contradictions. We, especially Americans, we think we everybody's protector and activist, which kind of history at certain point has turned us into that. But we think we're supposed to save everybody. No, we're not. Some people would much rather save themselves. That's why money can't solve everything. Elon Musk can't solve the world's problems. I'm sorry. He's on track to become the first trillionaire in existence, and I shit you the fuck not. He cannot end world hunger. He can't end world suffering. No amount of his wealth is truly affecting you to your ability to build your own wealth. None of it. Some people will look at Elon Musk trying to throw money at them and attempt to save them, and they will look at him with disgust because they have that much and would rather save themselves. People don't think about that. People always think, oh, you struggling, you down and out, therefore I must rescue you. What if that person don't want you to rescue them? What if they want to figure it out? What if they want to come to you when they ready? People have dignity, even in their struggles. Shit like that, man. You can do what you can, but nah. Suffering will exist no matter how rich a person is. Now, there's a wealth disparity. That's true. It's crazy. K-shaped economy. When I was talking to you about that, that's what they call it, a K-shaped economy, where the middle class is almost disappearing. That's a very real concern. However, there's always two sides to this. This is by far the greatest time ever with less gatekeeping because of the internet and social media and introducing AI. Now, a man from Kansas in his basement, as long as he got Wi-Fi, some drive, and some vision, he can quite possibly build the same thing without having to go through any of the old channels. That's the time we're living in now. Will things be unequal? Yes. Unfair? Absolutely. Fucked up? You bet. But we still have agency in the situation, and we still have the ability to adapt. This is not new. The world didn't all of a sudden become bad and like this. In fact, relatively speaking, and this ain't from me, I didn't just make this up, we are living in one of the safest periods in history compared to how it used to be. Children are born and actually live. Most pregnancies come to term without the women passing away. We aren't pillaged by crusades and barbarians every other day. We have AC. I'm talking to you through a camera that fits in the palm of my hand. Yet, some people find it hard to believe that this is arguably one of the best time periods to live in. Come on. You gotta sit and think for a second. Again, the media will try to scare the shit out of you and make things seem like, that's not to say that bad things aren't happening. The world is shifting at an incredible pace. We have technology that used to be in movies, but we've been here before as a society. Industrial Revolution, I think that's the most recent one I can recall. Everybody was scared shitless. Mass production, assembly lines, oh my God, factory job, gone. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the Industrial Revolution. The introduction to the internet age. I remember I was a kid, Y2K. They swore to God the world was gonna blow up. The world has supposed to end it 17 times now, and I'm 35. At this point, I ain't even tripping. And I love everybody, but I'm just saying I ain't even tripping. That's how many times I've been afraid that the world's gonna end. That's how many times. As far back as I remember. That's the point I'm getting at. At this point, hey, crack the sky open. Come on. That's the fear part. That's what I'm talking about. She gets it. Crack it open. Come on down. Have at thee. Some of us tired and ready to go home anyway. I'm just saying. That's the point. Is to When you stay afraid, you stay in consumption mode, panic mode, impulsive mode. You don't plan properly. You don't make the best decisions. Decisions reckless. You listen to whatever. I say, take whatever conclusion you have and test it against reality. Try to prove yourself wrong. That's what I did. I took everything that I was so sure about and so certain about, and I just fucking knew. Gotta be this. They're evil, Illuminati, demon people. I believed it. And I tested and tested and tested every single conclusion until I got to the point to where, okay, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe I wasn't as sure as I thought. Now, some conclusions stand the test of time, but most of them, when you get to the uncomfortable part, the part that make you swallow, gulp, you can feel it in your stomach, that's when you touching on some actual truth, usually. Since the beginning of time, people have told stories. That's how we connected around the campfire. You remember when they discovered fire, right? And it's strange when you start to like look evolution and shit like that and where we came from. And enough, if you really sit and compare science and religion, because others will argue, spokes, in 7 days, here we are. Not saying I accept both explanations as both of them having some truth within them. If you compare science and religion, science is just a discovery of what religion has written down. To me, that gives me the mental capacity to juggle both and accept what one cannot tell me and what the other can, right? Because at the end of the day, people don't like to hear this. Your belief. Hold on to it. But we don't know. I'm sorry. We don't know. After that, lights out. That's it. You don't know what comes next. That's the fear about it. You don't know. And the of those religions is to give you some security in the idea that after you leave here, there's something else. We don't know. And those who do know cannot come back to tell us of their experience. Most of the time, people attribute what they believe will come next to, and I didn't even think, it's around in the same realm of certainty, right? Why people think they're so certain. This is another tidbit for you. We cling to the idea of what may happen next because we don't know. And nobody has come back to tell us exactly what happens next. Those who say that they have, I'd argue that they blowing smoke up your behind. That's just me. I've had my experience. It was dark. That's about as much as I can remember. All that to say, we humans attribute human shit to what we can't understand. Think about the description of the afterlife. Describe of any afterlife that you can think of. Not just one. Heaven, hell, reincarnation. I can't think of the top of my head where you get 1,000 virgins, all that good stuff. Whatever afterlife you could think of. You imagine it, you picture it, you feel it through the human senses. My to that is this. How can one perceive these things after death if the flesh is gone? The flesh is what gives you the sensations. The eyes that see, the ears that hear, the nose that smells and breathes, the hands, the sensations that touch. If nothing is left but your spirit, then how can you perceive these human things? How? That's yet to be answered for me. If after you pass away and the flesh is no more, eyes are gone, you can't hear no more, brain is rotting, you can't stiff. How can you perceive a heaven or hell or reincarnation or 1,000 virgins if the flesh and everything else is gone? It's just your spirit and your essence. The only logical conclusion I can draw from that is we have no idea. And that's okay. Maybe we were not meant to know what happens after death. Nobody's ever thought about that. It's always what happens next. I want to know. Maybe we ain't supposed to know. I don't think man is meant to know everything. What's going on, Gerald? I don't think man is meant to know everything. A lot of information can be useful. A lot of stuff we need, we can put to work. around here, keep us alive, keep us comfortable, keep us safe, keep us growing and prospering and progressing and all that good stuff. But certain shit, we probably should leave alone. Why? What? Yeah, I do. Certain technologies should have limits. But first, we got to determine why and what the limitation is. Is it a safety limitation? Because when you say that, now, that's a hard ask. You're unwittingly asking humanity to stall itself. And humans do not like stagnation. That's why we are where we are now. If we like stagnation, we would have never invented air conditioning, or cars, or washing machines, or dishwashers, or soap, or whatever the case. If we were okay with stagnation, we would have never invented none of this. So yes, it should have limits, it should have constraints, but usually the regulation comes after shit done blew up, or after somebody that went too far. And then that's when they want to dial it back a little bit, put in policies, safe words, pineapple. No, I'm sorry. But no, seriously. Yeah, be limited. My question is, how far are we trying to go? I still believe it's gonna be transhumanism. Straight up, cyborg, cyberpunk. That's my roll of the dice. If you don't give me one of them crazy ass movie futures, give me that. I wanna give me a fucking robotic leg. Let me go hoop in the NBA. If we gonna do it, robotic leg. Cause I suck at basketball. That was my sport. Give me a robotic leg. Let me go dunk. Let me go and play on the team. Play for the Spurs, some shit. Live out my athlete dreams. Shit. If we why everybody gotta always imagine the worst? Like just on Earth and Terminator Judgment Day and we gonna die and lose jobs and why we can't think of the good stuff sometimes? What if they release jetpacks and put them in Walmart on sale? People already can't drive, it's probably dangerous, but I'm just saying, some cool, dope. You feel me? Instead of all these cars, what if they come up with some shoes that make you run 30 miles an hour without breaking a leg? Cheap. You ain't got to worry about gas no more. You can get back and forth to work. You only gas up the truck when it's time to go on vacation. Track shoes or some shit they call it. A butler? You don't want no robotic butler? I mean, it all gotta be all bad all the time. I'm just saying, some of this shit could be useful. But in every period in history, there have always been bad actors with tech. You saw the Jetsons. Ain't nobody dislike Rosie. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by, popping in. Okay, maybe not the robotic butlers yet. I think people still watch that movie, I, Robot, and think that, you know what I'm saying, they might rise up. But that's if somebody gets abusive. Don't be abusive to the machines. If everybody's so scared, stop cussing your shit out when it's working. If we feel like they gonna rise up, I would start playing nice. Cause AI is here. Hey, what's going on, Choso? That's here and it ain't going nowhere. So we might want to start being a little friendly to the toasters if we so worried about, shit. I'm doing all right, man. How about you? I was just in here chatting it up. I was ranting a little earlier. It's been an interesting week. See, there you go. Say thank you to Steer. Yeah, we chilling. We just kicking it, man. I'm just talking a little, bouncing back and forth between some real life stuff and just chatting it. I was kind of keying in on just people just nervous and afraid these days. Much uncertainty and noise online. I ain't had a seafood boil in a minute. No, we did have one. Shit, what's that? My girl folks threw one like a month ago or something like that. I think it was about a month ago, month and a half, some change. Yeah, we had one. I was just gonna say I ain't had one in a minute. Yeah, they be trying to kill your boy with the spices though. They be having that shit on fire. Them shrimp were hot. They were good, but my mouth was on fire. But yeah, man, just be thinking about that though. Like, why always gotta be the scary stuff? Some of this stuff might have some good outcomes. You know, period in history is always scared when tech come in, when there's new tech. Everybody gets scared. I can't understand the drinking a gallon, milk behind spicy stuff thing. I never understood that. I thought that was just some TV shit. I don't normally like the way food, spice, and heat works for me in my taste buds. Getting something to drink don't solve it. Now chocolate might work. I ain't never tried chocolate, but water or I couldn't drink milk. I like if I drink milk after something spicy, I'd probably throw up. I'm just being honest. It just don't. I can imagine eating a hot wing and then drink some milk after that. Kool-Aid, yeah, there we go. See, this guy knows ball. What color? Grape. Purple, Chozo. We don't call flavors around here. We call colors. Purple. The Kool-Aid. It's all good though. I'm just messing with you. That's just how we used to. That's talking shit from back in the day. What's going on? I don't know what that is. Is that a mask? People be having some of the weirdest, I don't know. Do I think the absolute truth can be known? Ooh, that's like a full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood question right there. I like that. Well, absolute truth. First, that's the first thing we gotta do is you gotta define what absolute truth is. What absolute truth? Probably the only thing that's absolute in this world is that one day you gonna leave here. That's about as absolute as it get. Absolute truth can mean many things for different people, I would think. Ooh, that's a tough one now. You got me on that one. That's a tough one. Because you define that first. What is absolute truth? Is it subjective to the individual and what they want to discover as absolute truth? Does that involve religion, spirituality? Or could it just be philosophical? Philosophical or doctrine based? What? The spicy food hurting your brain? Oh, okay. Well, take it easy. Well, switch gears if you want. Look, I'm a normal guy, bro. I've been through life. Alright? I've been through addiction, the judicial system, many a jobs, girlfriends, all that. So I ain't here to hurt your brain or nothing like that. If you have something that you want to talk about, tap in with me. But that's what my thoughts about. Yeah, for me personally, this is just how my brain operates. It's why I shift gears on this TikTok account and I made a new YouTube channel. Because I got tired of every time I got on TikTok, I see some guy or girl on there screaming at the top of their lungs about what they know and really don't be knowing shit. So I would much rather give a little bit clarity amongst the noise. That's all. And the question was, would I want to know what absolute truth is? Honestly, I don't know what that means for me yet. All I know, absolutely, is that one day I'm gonna leave this mug. That's about as absolute as it get. As for anything else, I'm gonna find out along the journey. He's on to something. What you mean by that? Come with some regret. You regret the answer that you find out. Yeah. Ooh, what the absolute truth isn't about this world? What if it's about you? What if the absolute truth is about yourself? A lot of people can't face the truth about themselves. That should be a hard pill. Interesting. I like that angle. This is good. I like that angle. I appreciate that, Chozo. Now we kind of fish grease a little bit. I used to live in regret. When I finally stopped drinking, everything was hit me at once. A lot of shit flooded back, causing with feelings. Not anymore, but yeah. Rosie, keep popping in and popping out. What's up now? Hang out with the crew. It's just me, Chozo, Van, and them. You know it. And they ain't always gotta be the serious stuff. Well, I would challenge that just a little bit. Because knowing the truth, you can also act in the opposite fashion. Then you always know the absolute truth. Now nothing is challenging at all. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna screw up. What's wrong with my live? Quality. I might need to turn on the 4K instead of 2. Probably what that is reacting to. Now that is true. I believe if you know the absolute truth, I don't think you'll always screw up I think you'll run more into a problem of never being challenged. But that second part, you'll know somebody betraying your trust. That's a different monster. Trust. Trust something else, isn't it? People have a funny way of fucking that up. I'm sorry. I had a moment. Mary Lou Hernandez, what it do? What you doing, Shanky? Come here. No? My dog acting funny today. She acting like she don't want to hang out in the lab with your boy. I don't know why. I think her and her mama little situation have a line. Oh, okay. Okay. What territory you get in? You believe that if you always know the absolute truth about everything, it can turn the life into a gotcha. And it can. That's why I said everybody ain't meant to know everything. Some stuff humans just ain't supposed to have access to. Oh, you straight, man. We grown. Little curse word don't bother me. But I can understand that. There'll be a lot of pressure to live with knowing the truth about everything all the time. They say ignorance is bliss. Old quote, but it's true. 100% time it is. Y'all have turned this into one of my best lives to date. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I meant from the bottom of my heart. That be them younger cats, man. I be chilling to myself. Like, I ain't none of no, like, I got homies or whatnot. But, like, them days of hanging with people that'll try to snake you and shit like that, them days over with. Yeah, man. Get you some bread, get you some money, stay out the way, you know, hang out or whatever. And just, you gotta learn discernment about who you keep in your company. I had to learn that shit the hard way. Everybody don't got your best interest in heart. Friends that I got now, my brothers, we've been friends for years. There's 5 of them. I don't hang with large groups no more like that, you know what I mean? I got other friends around the city and stuff like that. Won't kick it together every day no more. Won't talk every day, but it ain't no bad blood. I still love them, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I see a lot of that going on nowadays. The younger cats, younger generation. Loyalty is a past. Folks don't believe in that no more. Damn. Shit, I blame you. That'll ruin anybody's trust. Should have smacked him. Nah, I take that back. We don't condone violence on this channel. But I couldn't imagine that. Nah, I ain't never been through that I know of. If any of my homeboys ever did anything with my exes or anything like that, shit, I ain't know nothing about it. I don't even want to know. Possible. Shit happen. I don't know how I would handle that. But, yeah, that sucks, bro. Humans. I'm glad. Sometimes reacting on our emotions can get us in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. If they decide to go behind your back and do something like that, the best revenge you can get on them is move forward. And I'm sure he felt that ass whooping for years. So, forgive yourself first. That's number one. You reacted. You felt betrayed. You got played. You was hurt. You acted on emotions. You served your time. You paid the consequence. You paid the price for it. Now forgive yourself. It's easier said than done, I know. I spent years trying to forgive myself for some shit I did in the past, but hey, one day at a time, you get there. Be okay. I hate to say, I mean, my doctrine, it's a philosophy I have. I don't believe in senseless violence. You shouldn't, I don't believe in senseless violence, and you should not harm the harmless. However, certain situations call for it. Nah, going too deep, bro. That's what I'm here for. Part of my life is shit like that. I spent the last decade, I ain't go to prison, but the last decade I was in and out of rehab, fighting the court systems, UIs, homelessness, and severe alcoholism. So I get it. We all change. I've been clean off the liquor for almost 5 years now, 4.5 years. Yeah, going on 4.5 years. So we all talking to no saint, no motherfucker. I'm a recovering degenerate, man. I used to be a heathen. So ain't nothing wrong with it. I get it. Shit happens. The most important thing is that you learn and grow from it. That's the most important part that you said. I'm a changed man now. You ask God for forgiveness. You working on forgiving yourself. That's all that matters. We can't What living in the past gonna do? You can't go back and change none of it that happened. I'm sorry, unfortunate. We go through traumatic shit. We experience things as children that we shouldn't change. Thank you. It took some hard work. It ain't always sunshine and rainbows, but we here. But it ain't nothing that you can do about the past. You can't reach out and change none of it. You're sitting there and, oh, what if I did this? And what if I did that? Well, what if you did it? You'll never know. We ain't got time travel yet. I don't think it's completely off the table the way these nerds work these days. But hey, technology compounds. Maybe one, and that's something I think about too. Would you do that? Do that? If somebody gave you, all right, doc, holler at me. We'll be here again soon. Maybe tomorrow. I might tap in tomorrow. Hey, my mom, you finally came and lab behind your properly. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it too. This has been a riveting experience. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging out with your boy and being engaged. I will catch y'all on the next segment of the framework.